doctor, he may resign from the job and go become a farmer. Same thing happening in Germany, same thing in Japan, same thing in the USA. Recently, there were 3 chartered accountants and 1 MBA and IT professional. They resigned from the job in London. They went to the hills, purchased 50 acres of land, and they are farming now. And they are earning much better and good living standard. So only in India, farmers are exploited. This is because of our colonial background and especially our administrative system, and only a feudalistic system. Farmers are the most exploited lot in our country to our doom. Now, farmers' income was reduced 1 to 35. Income of a farmer was, let's say, 100 rupees in 1950. Today, his equivalent income is 5 rupees. All other professions like teachers. A teacher was drawing 15 rupees in 1950. Today, he is drawing 10,000 rupees. A farmer drawing 100 rupees in 1950 is earning only 5 rupees now. So, if you want the whole world, especially in India, there is no other way but to save the farmers and farming. Otherwise, we are doomed, we will perish.
From your profile, we studied that for 7 years. For 7 years, you are a member of the Panchayat.
Yes.
So, what is the political view to overcome the situation in Kerala, the state of Kerala?
Very good question. So, in my MBA, I was 1976. There was an All India seminar in which Sri Kumar was also participating. And you remember the word I spoke in those days. I said the future belonged to managers, MBAs. And I wanted all the MBAs to join politics. That's the only way to change the politics today. And today, this speech I made in 1976 is the witness. And today I am happy 3 of my MBA students are politicians. And 2 girls beside me. One is in Nagargoil municipality, another one is in Trivandrum Corporation now, Reshma. Now, my achievement is when I was an MPA, during the 7 years period, my Panchayat got 4 national awards. 11-point program award, 9-point program award, total literacy program, Vinahi Asutranam, and then this is the first Panchayat in India which was able to start a 3 megawatts project, hydroelectric project by its own. It's the first project which got declared by WHO as a disease-free ward, my ward, number 1 Rudali ward on Nanjur Panchayat. I put all the 1,200 population in my ward through a medical test in which 40 doctors examined them everything. I was able to construct 200 toilets, and then all the people were treated for all the diseases and became almost a disease-free ward. So this indicates it's not my individual ability, an MBA can do. An MBA can do. So I wish that more and more MBAs must go into politics so that our political system can be cleansed. It doesn't matter you join the LDF or UDF, doesn't matter. So you join politics as an MBA. I want more MBAs in the political system. That's the only salvation for our country.
Okay. So actually, you worked as a consultant, as a teacher for more than 45 years, right? So you have seen around 7 generations. So how do you perceive the present generation comparing with the previous? What is your opinion about the present generation?
Exciting. And today my granddaughter Gauri is 7 years old. She is much smarter than me when I was 7 years old. You see, so the one thing what make me a teacher is every day, every class when I go there, I learn something from the students. And today the youngsters are so talented, so smart, and the intellectual capacity is so high, and it's a pleasure to be as a teacher, as a parent, as a grandfather. Now, it is true, it's not only my own opinion that many people of my age, they say, oh, look at the past, that was the golden age. Stupid. When I was in my school, there were out of 1,000 students, only 5 people could afford a lunch. That was the situation there. Corruption everywhere. Today we are more democratic, we are more healthy, more young, youngsters have more opportunities, we have better value system. Now youngsters I see they have better value system. than people of my age. You understand? They are less corrupt, and it is shown in our country's progress. India is going to be number 2 in the world. Why? Because of your contribution. It's not our contribution, your youngsters' contribution. And another 50 years' time, we are going to be the number 1 in the world. So it's because of the young people. And we have great talents, great future. I'm very happy to be with the young people.
So drawing your point back to agriculture, I had a question. So the present state of Kerala, we know what's happening. As it's mentioned, agriculture is dying in Kerala as well as in India. So the present state of the paddy fields, the paddy fields are decreasing and it's being taken over by real estate owners for their development. At the same, we can't, so in the present, as adding to our economy's growth, we can't reject that. As well as in regard to sand mining also. We can't, for industrial purposes and for infrastructure development that is necessary. So how can we make it a sustainable development with regard to for a growth of the economy as well as for a better livelihood?
Very good question. We have 2 models. One is Japanese model, another one is Singapore model. The Japanese model, their basic staple food is rice. Rice farming is protected in Japan. You cannot sell rice below a minimum price. There the government decide a minimum price. You cannot. It's a crime to sell rice below that price. Now, the Japanese government got that policy. Why? Their policy is, the rice, they want more and more people to produce more and more rice. So that the country is self-sufficient. There are enough food to eat. Food is the basic material for human survival. Industry is everything. The entire industry in any country doesn't work for 1 year, let's say. But if you have food, you will survive. Isn't it? But all the Tatas and Birlas and Ambanis, they've closed their shop for 1 year. If all the farmers are working in India, we will survive, isn't it? That's the attitude of Japanese. So what they do, they protect rice cultivation. And nobody can sell. It's an offense to sell rice, let's say. Now today support price, I don't know, but below that price. Now here what they do, the government, the trade unions, the politicians, and everybody is trying to bring down the price of agricultural products. For example, in 1960, the coconut, if you sell 100 coconut, you can buy 1 sovereign, 8 grams of gold, 8,000 milligrams. That means if you sell 1 coconut, you can get 80 milligrams. Today, a coconut price is only 4 rupees, and with that 4 rupees, you can get only 2 milligrams. That means the earning of a farmer has come down to 1/35th by today. The all other income, even right from a labor up to the minister, everything has increased except the farmer. So, the government has to protect the rice farming like the Japanese, giving a minimum price. And if anybody had to sell below that minimum price, the government must purchase it. Now, same thing is done by Norwegian government for protecting the farming industry. For example, milk. They found out that milk is the most important thing, which is protect their health. So what their government is doing is, let's say they have a minimum support price for milk producer. The government buys, let's say, milk for 20 rupees and sell it to the public for 2 rupees. The idea is the farmers are protected so that more and more people will produce milk, and more and more people will drink milk by subsidizing it. And they say they can save billions of dollars on health care because of that. That is their policy. They are saying they are making a profit by giving more to farmers and less to the hospital expenses. Now, this is Norwegian model and Singapore model. Now, in American model, all the farming activities 70% subsidized by the state. And they subsidize through a technique called military. What they do a military march, and then they say that crop is damaged, so 100% is compensated. So 70% of agriculture input is subsidized by American government. Same thing by France and Australia, New Zealand, Denmark, everything. Now, Singapore model is another thing. Singapore is a small country. They cannot afford agriculture, so they decided we won't have an agriculture. No farming. They discourage farming because of shortage of land. But they have made arrangement with Malaysia and neighboring countries like Indonesia and Philippines to procure food. So they have their own farms, Singapore managed farms in Malaysia, Indonesia and Philippines and neighboring countries. And from there they import. And they have decided. Now Kerala can have two decisions. Even today now 90% of our food coming from Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh or rest of the country. Now government must make a decision now whether we should go forward with agriculture or not. Now, once they decide, we are like a condominium, that is, we get plenty of money from abroad, like the money coming sent by nurses from America, from Persia. There is no shortage of money flows. So let's decide not to waste our time, space and money for agriculture. But you plan resources and allocate and plan so that our regular good food is coming from other sources. Now, agriculture is not remunerative in Kerala. I still have a 5-acre farm. It's running in a loss. It's because of the farm labor. There are many reasons. I'm not saying the labor cost is to be reduced. No, that's not the idea. But it's farming activity. All the farming activities are unremunerative in Kerala today. Any activity. So, the government, unfortunately, I am with the government, and last 30 years I am trying with the different LDF and UDF, with the ministers, with the agriculture universities, hardly any success. I'm so disappointed. There are solutions. We can remunerate the farmers, but the government is not willing. The politicians are not willing. Both the states are politicians, LDF and UDF.
So in this regard, your opinion that we MBA should enter into such field?
No, I won't advise any MBA to take into the farming field in Kerala. Okay. If you are interested, go to Tamil Nadu, okay, or Madhya Pradesh, or Haryana, or even West Bengal is good, but not Kerala.
So actually, once we completed our 2-year MBA course, most of the people, I'm talking about the present youth, they try for MNCs. Their first target will be MNC, working for a multinational company, and banks, then advertisement, then event management, then beta or something like that. But nobody is concentrating on agriculture. I believe in future there will be a lot of scope in agriculture. So how this attitude can be changed, the youth attitude can be changed? Who is responsible for this particular attitude?
Correct. No, youth attitude is not to be changed. They are right. My advice to all the MBAs is, after your MBA, look for an MNCs. First you try to get a job in MNCs, work for 5 to 10 years like that, gain the experience, then come back to your village. You will be more productive, more patriotic, and then you will be more wise in your decisions, and you know why you are doing it. And also you will have financial support. So this is what I recommended. Now patriotism is one thing, and I won't say it is not dying for your country. Today you don't have to die for your country. The country will survive. What you can contribute. Now don't try to contribute like going to a losing field and die. So I won't advise you in politics or business or industry. Don't go with that attitude. So I justify, and my advice to any young MBA is, first you try for an MNC. Get a job. Work, gain experience as much as possible. Then you can come to agriculture. Now, future, it will take another 10 years for our agriculture to develop. You know why? Today, our food intake, 90% of the food is polluted. You go to Tamil Nadu, I'm not blaming anybody, but the farmer, they use so much insecticide, and you ask them,